Manners maketh man, and Matthew Vaughn makes a prequel. Here we go. It is the review of the Kingsman. And welcome, everybody. By the way, if you're brand new to the channel, you're just checking out, you want to say, hey, I want to hear about the Kingsman. I don't know who this character is. Well, do me a favor and subscribe. You figure out afterwards. Subscribe and hit that notification button. If you're brand new to the channel, then you subscribe. If you are already part of it and you haven't hit that notification button, do that. Help us out and do that. A lot of great stuff coming up on this channel, whether it's more Spider-Man, some spoiler stuff coming out. We got Matrix stuff coming out. A lot of stuff. And interviews with Katie Sackhoff, CM Punk, Matt Serra, all of it. But you're here for the review, so let's give you the review. I didn't know anything about Kingsman when it came out, whatever year that was, 2015. I can't remember. All I remember is being blown away by it. Big Matthew Vaughn fan. Think he's a great director. I also love X-Men First Class. Was one of my favorite X-Men movies. And I love the Henry Jackman score, everything about it, and the fact that they didn't. It was a kind of the arrival of well, not Colin Firth because he's been around for so long, but what's his face? Eggsy, Taron Egerton was also. There was so much that came out of that movie, and it made a lot of money, and deservedly so. It was like a spoof off the spy genre, but it still was like graphic enough that you took it seriously, and it had a very interesting tone. I did not like the second movie. I did not like Golden Circle. I thought it was everything that happened in the last 15 minutes, and there's a reason why I'm prefacing all of this because it's relevant to the. It's freaking cold in here, by the way, so that's why I can't get anything out of my head. But that's why it's relevant, because there's a lot of stuff that happens kind of pertaining. So the second movie, to me, The Golden Circle, was what happened in the last 15 minutes of the first one was the entire tone and just kind of all over the place, and it was just very, very spoofy to me. I didn't take anybody serious. This movie is very, very interesting because, again, no big stars, great actors in it, no massive stars in it. My thing with this movie is I don't know who this movie is for. I really don't. I know it's for Matthew Vaughn. He obviously had a lot of fun making it, and it looked like a passion project. But I don't know who is going to be really excited to see this, and I'll tell you why. The movie, for the majority of the movie, as I just said with The Golden Circle, this movie is pretty serious and essentially a World War I movie for like the first, well, let's say the movie's 2 hours. I'm not sure what it is. But let's say an hour and 45 minutes of it is a pure World War I drama with a lot of stuff that actually happened in history, whether if you know your history and Archduke Ferdinand and things of that nature and how that happened and how the Ray Fiennes character was connected to it. That kind of stuff I found clever and interesting because the introduction, like, well, I want to go see how the Kingsmen were formed. You're going to be disappointed because that's not really the focus of it. It's the relationship between Ray Fiennes and his son. And it is a dramatic story, and I found myself like, this is not what I was expecting, but I don't mind watching it. There's a couple of crazy moments that happen that you can't believe that it happened. There are some things you see, the kind of the tie-ins and the early stuff is that Ray Fiennes, he had a history. He was the kind of classy gentleman who was able to get things done outside of the government, but those days are past. Now World War I is starting, and his son wants to be part of it. His son there's a cause for him, and his son really wants to do it, and Ray Fiennes is just trying to protect him. And his son's like, I got too much to do for my country, and there's a lot. I mean, that's the story. And it's in any other movie, like, okay, great, but then there are a couple scenes, and what's his face? Rhys Ifans is in this movie as Rasputin. He is unrecognizable. I didn't realize it was him. And that's the one character that you're like, oh, there's that kind of Kingsman feel that's in it, because this is a bit of that little over the top stuff combined with the drama. And there's one scene, and he's a little too over top at the one point. We see he's like licking people, and I was like, I don't know about that, but I was still on board. And then when you get to the end of the movie, it's so over the top into a feel that it was just combined. I'm just thinking about this movie. It's like I didn't mind watching it, but I don't know who's going to really want to see another one, or B, are they going to be on board with this tone up until the end of it? I don't know, because they're two different movies, and then there's kind of someone working in the shadows that did feel like that Kingsman spy feel, but it's just where the first one combined an air of seriousness with the spoof, the Sam Jackson character and that type of thing. It just was a kind of perfect blend. This feels like two separate movies together that just don't want to mix, if that makes sense. Yeah, but like I said, I didn't mind watching it. The performance is really good. Gemma Arterton, I love. Jamin Hansu is also always great in the movies. There's this new kid that I didn't really know about. He plays the son, and his name, I'll tell you in a moment, is Harris Dickinson. Also really good. No problems with the performances. It's all about, and there's some fun action in it. It's pretty slow for the most part until it's not. But I just don't know who this movie's for. I hope I'm wrong. I love Matthew Vaughn. I want to see him keep doing stuff. And I just can't see this movie doing very well, especially when Matrix and Spider-Man are coming out. I think this is probably the last of the Kingsmen, unless you do a TV show. But I don't know. Overall, 3.2, 3.1 out of 5 schmoes. If we're doing that, maybe even 3, in that area. If you love it, I get it. If you hate it, I get it. I'm very curious. When you comment, and please do, tell me if you're going to go see this in the theater, or tell me if you're going to wait for it at home. That's the one thing I feel, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel most of you are going to comment, I'm going to wait, because of the movies that are coming out around it, but I could be wrong. I'm very, very curious. Please do that. But that's the overall review. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, look, that's it. And once again, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We got a spoiler review of Spider-Man No Way Home coming up this weekend. And then Monday, people are, why don't you put it on Monday? Well, we're doing a spoiler review on Monday. If you've seen the movie, you can watch it. If not, don't watch it. And then we're doing a full spoiler discussion with myself, Coy, Jandrew, and Winston on Monday. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming by. And we'll catch you next time. Peace. Oh, that's the wrong one.